Hello once again. Today I am going to be going over the Read Natural that you have to do on Wednesday for ELA class. We have not really done any of these throughout the school year. We didn't do any of these in the first 3 weeks, so this is something a little bit different. Basically, what they are, you've probably done them before, but they are passages over a certain topic, uh, usually about 4 to 5 paragraphs, and then on the back there will be questions, comprehension type questions about what you were just supposed to read. Now, for these read naturals that I picked for this 3 week period, they should somewhat relate to what you're also going over in social studies. For instance, this first one is about the Taj Mahal, which is one of the most famous buildings in the world, actually, and it's actually in India, which is what you're going to be reading about in social studies here during this 3 week stretch. Okay, you're not going to be reading about the Taj Mahal specifically, but you will be reading about ancient India. Okay, and the Taj Mahal is kind of part of that, I guess. Okay, so this should kind of go along with that a little bit. Now, your read natural will look like this on the front. Okay, and you'll notice a few things. One, you got the title at the top, and then you got four kind of vocabulary type words where they give you the meanings of those words. Okay, um, and then you'll notice like during in the whole read natural, there are several bolded words. So those are all kind of vocabulary words that you can probably use context clues from the passage to kind of understand. Okay, so that's what you'll be reading, and then there will be questions on the back. Now, I was going to kind of go over those questions. However, I forgot. If I can get my. I forgot that I actually wrote the answers to the questions when I was doing it myself. So I'm not going to show you those. However, I will go over what those questions are. So I would suggest before you do your read natural, look at the questions that go along with what your passage is. That way, when you read the passage, you have already have that idea in your head of some things that you should be looking for while you read. So some of those details that will help you answer the questions correctly on the back. Okay? So if I'm looking at the questions here right now, all of these read naturals all want you to identify the main idea of the passage. Okay, so be thinking about that. What is the main purpose that the author is writing the passage for? Okay. Number 2 says, how long did it take to build the Taj Mahal? So you should look for those details in the passage, maybe when they started building it, what that date was, and maybe what date it was completed, and that can help you there. Then there's a lot with vocabulary. So the next one, it says, what does the word vault mean? And then the answer choices for there are all definitions for the word vault. Vault can have many different definitions, okay? So you have to judge what definition from this passage would go along with that word according to the passage that you've read. Then there's just some other questions that go over like details from what you read. So just really kind of be paying attention. Really look at those bolded words. There's number 7 is a fill in the blank where there's 4 different sentences, I believe, 5 different sentences, and you're going to use some of those bolded words from the passage to fill in the blanks. Okay, so you're going to have to understand what those words mean from the passage, and that'll help you fill them in the correct blanks on that question. There are I'll say 3 short answer questions. Those should have complete sentences, all right? And you should also make sure you read them carefully so you do everything that they ask. So like number 5 says, write at least 2 facts from the story that show the emperor's great love for his wife. So if you look at that carefully, it says 2 facts, so you need to make sure you have at least 2. And then it says the emperor's great love for his wife. So what are 2 details that you would have learned by reading that passage that show that the emperor really loved his wife? Okay. Then there's another one that says, why did the Taj Mahal take so long to build? So you might look for some details in the passage that would show that, okay, there's definitely some reasons that this building took a really long time to build. Okay. Then the last question says, summarizing information, and it says, the Taj Mahal is one of the most elaborate tombs in the world. write 3 facts from the story that support that statement. So again, you're looking for that evidence. What evidence from the passage would support that it is elaborate or beautiful, or it really took a lot of careful building techniques to build. It's just beautiful. Okay, so what are 3 facts that would support that it's one of the most beautiful, stunning buildings in the world? Okay. There is an enrichment activity at the bottom. You do not need to do that, but if you would like to, you definitely can, and if you want to do some more research. But again, my advice to you, look over all of the questions first, know what they're looking for before you read the passage, okay? And then once you read the passage, that you should be able to better find the details that you need to answer these questions, okay? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and read it for you. I think you're all capable of reading this on your own, but if you want to kind of follow along, I'll go ahead and read it. And then also, before I forget, if you do not want to complete this on the hard copy, okay, I have made a Google form, okay, where you can answer all of the questions on that Google form, all right? And it's the same, it'll have the same exact questions as on here if you'd rather do it on your computer, okay? Now the same things apply for the questions that you should have complete sentences for, the short answer questions. You should still type with complete sentences on those, okay? But if it's something that you'd rather do on the computer rather than on the hard copy, you are welcome to do that if you would like, okay? And you'll find that on Google Classroom. All right, without further ado, I will read the passage, the Taj Mahal. Okay. Many people believe that the Taj Mahal is the most beautiful building in the world. It stands on the outskirts of the city of Agra, India, on the bank of the Yamuna River. A grief-stricken emperor named Shah Jahan had the Taj Mahal built as a tomb for his wife, Arjumand Banu Begum. I'm not sure if I said that right. He built this beautiful mausoleum to honor his dead empress and to eternally show his love for her. Work on the Taj Mahal started shortly after the death of the empress in 1631. 20,000 people worked to build it, finally completing the work in 1648. The white marble tomb stands on a red sandstone platform. The emperor wanted it to be elegant and beautiful like his wife. The architect who designed the Taj Mahal took great care to meet the emperor's standards of beauty. The Taj Mahal has a large dome and several smaller domes. The largest dome, covering the center of the building, rises 240 feet. All of the domes are in perfect symmetry. At each corner stands a slender 133-foot tall prayer tower. Passages from the Quran, the Muslim holy book, decorate the outside. Beautiful inlaid images of flowers adorn the exterior as well. The architect also took great pride in the interior of the building. Inside the tomb are chambers adorned with semi-precious stones. Light comes in through the carved marble screens. The central room, under the main dome, contains 2 monuments which visitors can see through another carved marble screen. Equally impressive are the classical gardens that surround the building and the long ornamental pools that reflect the lovely tomb. It's no wonder that the Taj Mahal has been called the most elaborate tomb in the world. According to traditional stories, the emperor originally intended to have his tomb, a replica of the Taj Mahal, built on the other side of the river. He envisioned the replica in black marble and connected to the Taj Mahal by a bridge over the river. The emperor felt that 2 magnificent buildings would always echo his love for his wife. Sadly, the emperor was overthrown and put into prison by his own son. After 8 years in prison, the emperor died. Today, His body rests beside his beside his beloved wife in the vault of the Taj Mahal, one of the most beautiful buildings in the world. Okay, so there is the passage, and you might want to take a look at that picture down at the bottom right as well. That can kind of help you maybe understand what it looks like as you read the descriptions that they wrote there. But now, kind of use the details, look closely at those bold vocabulary type words, and use all of that information to help you answer the questions to the best of your ability on the back side of the page. And remember, if you don't want to answer them hard copy on this paper, you can also do it on the Google form that is on your Google Classroom account. Okay? So there is your ELA activity for Wednesday, the Taj Mahal.